G'day everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of Starfield. We are aboard the Siren of the Stars. This is a starliner, sort of like a cruise ship. There's some kind of a charity event going behind me there in the Starview ballroom, where a whole bunch of, rich people are gathering and patting themselves on the back for, I guess, preserving the spirit of the Earth, whatever that really means. But anyway, we are here because we're basically in the middle of a heist. I don't really want to say that the heist is going really well. We failed to convince people to sort of give what we need, but at least no one's shooting at us just yet, so that's always a plus in my books. So anyway, we need to go right here and we need to try and steal the ES award. And yeah, we need, I forget her first name now, but Holbrook's claim ID, which we managed to obtain by, I guess, blackmailing her, thanks to our contact. Yeah, let's open the door. And I wonder if we can take any of this other stuff. No, okay. She won't really be too happy about that. But we should be able to open the safe now. I wonder if there was a way for us to just go in here and steal the award. And not be discovered, do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if there's a way to get this lady to just leave and attend to something, and then we can sort of sneak in there and actually do some real stealing, we've sort of, the way we've approached this is to actually just ask for permission to steal stuff. I mean, what's stopping that Holbrook lady from, reporting us to security? I mean, she seemed pretty okay with just letting us walk out of here with the award. Despite it being, air quotes here, but irreplaceable. Alright, so next, Claudia. We need to have a chat with her. She's having an affair with our target. And hopefully we can actually get access to his room by speaking to her, so...
Sorry, do I know you?
There's no harm in a friendly little chat between two people.
Okay, wait, are you seriously... are you trying to pick me up? Look, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm already seeing someone, and my partner doesn't like competition. He gets very jealous.
Maybe I should talk to Larry Dombrowski's wife instead.
His wife? Oh, for the love of God. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy?
I'd like to do some persuading here, but I'm not exactly ready for it. I would like to get sourced before we do that. Or should we just risk it? Let's come back. Oh, I guess I'll need to think about it.
Are you kidding me? You need to think about it?
Yeah.
For God's sakes, next time, maybe you should be a bit more prepared when you threaten someone.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll be prepared. I'm gonna get prepared right this moment. What do we have? I think we're gonna have to go with some of the fancier stuff. Chan report. Let's do it.
Thanks for leaving me in a panic like that. Have you decided what it's gonna cost for you to keep things quiet?
All I need is something incriminating on Dombrowski.
If I give you dirt on that son of a bitch Dombrowski, all I'm doing is endangering myself. Why would I do that?
I'll find that information one way or another, so you might as well benefit now.
That's true. You have come this far already.
You should give me the information because it's the right thing to do.
Honestly, this whole scheme has left a pit in my stomach since day one. Alright, you've made your point. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme worth thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet.
If you hate the guy so much, why are you defending him a moment ago?
I didn't know who the hell you were. For all I knew, you were working for Dombrowski. It's called playing it cool. You should try it sometime.
You're angrier at Dombrowski than I expected.
Oh, angry isn't even the right word. The plan was solid. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security.
We saw him before.
I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them.
You think he was using you?
Oh, I know he was using me. At the same time, he was saying how much he loved me. He was stringing me along and stabbing me in the back.
If you want revenge, give me proof I can use against him.
I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Alright. What was your contribution to the Galbank scheme?
I wrote a computer algorithm that basically creates a randomized number of false ghost credits that mimic the crypto key of actual credits. Then the algorithm simply passes the ghost credits to whatever legit transfers that the bank transacts. The genuine credits enter a dummy account. The best part is that I also alter the crypto keys as the real cash flows into our accounts. By the time it lands in our pockets, the creds are clean. So, on paper, it appears that all of the bank's transactions are covered, when it's really just our ghosted dummy creds. Genius, right?
What exactly is going on between you and Dombrowski?
What do you think is going on? I'm using that gullible idiot to get what I want. If I have to squash him on my way to the top, then so be it. Let's get one thing straight. Larry Dombrowski's no saint. He deserves everything that's coming to him.
You're sounding just as manipulative as Dombrowski.
Where the hell do you get off judging me? You don't know that asshole like I do, okay? Dombrowski is a piece of human garbage. He'd stab you in the back for table scraps, then stab you again to steal dessert. The plan's always been to milk the guy for everything he's worth, and then leave him in the dust. Not bad for a lowly Galbank worker drone, right?
What was Dombrowski's and Vera's contribution to the scheme?
What, are you writing a damn novel? Fine. Vera works for UC Security, so he kept a lookout on their commnet for any Galbank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dombrowski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in Galbank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in, whether we liked it or not.
Alright, we've heard enough.
I hope you hurt Dombrowski. nail his ass right to the wall.
Alright, well, I don't know about killing Dombrowski, but, I mean, the game is sort of telling us that that's an optional thing. But, I mean, I don't really want to have to blast my way out of this place, considering how much security there is. I'm guessing maybe some of the staff might actually start pulling out guns as well. Anyway, let's have a chat with this Vera guy. We've seen him at the party. He just didn't really want to talk to us before. Can we buy any booze?
For the safety of everyone aboard, please be
I guess
certain
not,
you don't interfere with any of
because
the
we are running out of booze.
members of our vessel.
Gonna get sourced again before we have a chat with this guy. How do we get down? Ah, just through here.
Pleased to
Alright, let's have another wine. We are at a party, so, you know, it's appropriate. But I am gonna need to load up on the sparkling wines very, very soon. Yeah, let's have that.
make your acquaintance.
Quite an event they're throwing today, don't you think? Hello. You here for the charity event?
Do you often attend honest and worthy causes?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that attending these types of events tends to absolve one of their sins and cleanse their soul. But something tells me you're not really here to discuss the event. What did you really want to talk about?
Actually, I'm here on business.
Well, I work for UC Security, meaning that business isn't exactly my area of expertise. I'm afraid I can't really help you. If you're looking for a business opportunity, you might want to check with someone else.
What do you do for UC Security?
You mean specifically? Oh, I work for the Corporate Fraud Division. We monitor all of the major megacorp financials and transactions to ensure that nothing improper occurs. You're asking a lot of strange questions. What exactly do you want?
Wow, okay, so he's head of fraud investigations for UC Security, yet he's committing fraud himself. That is pretty bad. What exactly brings you to the Siren of the Stars?
To be honest, I'm here to keep an eye on the charity event. It might not be as glamorous an assignment as a colony rescue or taking down some criminals, but anything that keeps the peace is important to me. What is this all about anyway?
Claudia Swist says you have information about Larry.
Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both.
Both,
Whatever
definitely.
you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off.
You don't sound very worried about Claudia calling you out.
Worried? Why should I be worried? Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will believe?
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to need Rokov's help after all. I hope it's not going to cost us too much to get his help. Let's see what he says.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested.
Does he actually have the authority to have me arrested?
Oh, absolutely. He's up the ladder at UC Security. Lots of pull. We have to handle this very delicately.
He's involved in an embezzlement scheme with Dombrowski and Swist. Swift?
Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. It's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows.
Should we wait until he returns to his cabin and falls asleep?
Maybe. But if something goes wrong and he's able to raise an alarm, we're sunk. With all of these wealthy patrons aboard, the ship is crawling with security.
What about a ship-wide emergency?
Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency.
Won't the ship be at risk without life support?
This is one of Trident's premier starliners. That means it has the best of everything, including a triple redundancy life support system. They installed a backup for the backup. Luckily for us, it will still trip an emergency and everyone will have to return to their quarters until I sound the all clear, which I won't.
You're crazy. I'm not qualified to be tampering with the ship's life support.
You don't need to know anything about the system. All you need to do is access the maintenance area and throw some switches. One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right? Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had help.
Do you have the lowdown on Gabriel?
On the surface, he's an upstanding citizen of the United Colonies, pretty high up in UC security. Lots of clout with Mast. Underneath, he's a greedy piece of garbage. Given the chance, he'd backstab you for a cret stick and pin the murder on someone else. Come to think of it, if he wasn't such a petty tyrant, he'd probably thrive with the Crimson Fleet.
Where exactly is the life support system located?
There's access to the crew section that you can reach through the Starfield ballroom. Chief Sundin should be there, wasting time at his station as usual. Have fun with that guy. He's a real piece of work. Once you're past Sundin, just look for the room marked Environmental Control. Everything you need is inside.
Alright, sweet.
Remember, the moment you shut down that system, the entire ship goes into lockdown mode.
Right, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could easily just break into a lot of people's rooms and stuff if I wanted to. There doesn't seem to be a lot of security watching the place. But I'll see this through to the end and see what happens if we just follow the course of this entire mission. Sort of following what the game wants us to do, almost. Yeah, because I just feel like if I sort of do things by lockpicking and stuff like that, we might actually miss storylines, dialogue, you know, crafted elements of the game. Alright, so this is the chief engineer.
Hold up. This area is off limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rocko's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you?
Kind of lonely down here, isn't it?
Yeah, a little. A few of the techs call this deck the dungeon. I think you can see why. Not exactly Starliner-class comfort down here. Don't get me wrong, the quiet gives me time to gather my thoughts, catch up on work, and all that, but I'd rather work on the bridge.
So, what do you do around here?
I'm the Siren's chief engineer. Trident put me in charge of the entire tech team. We do our best to keep the ship running smoothly and efficiently. Of course, this beauty is a cutting-edge piece of spacecraft design. Almost everything has triple redundancy, like the life support system.
So we've heard.
Unfortunately, that means there's quite a bit of downtime. Could be worse though, right?
I really need to get into that life support area.
Oh, sorry, that area is off limits. No exceptions.
Captain Rokov said he's willing to forgive your gambling debt if you let me inside.
Oh, really? Well, that changes things quite a bit. Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away?
Yeah, good. You go do that, mate. What do you think of Captain Rokov?
Honestly, he's a seasoned ship captain. He told me he was a long hauler for years and the experience shows. Only thing is, he's always talking about trade deals and plans for get-rich-quick schemes. It's all the guy ever thinks about. Why he decided to be a Starliner captain, I'll never know. It's almost like he craves being around money. Tell you what though, for someone that loves credit so much, he sure doesn't mind gambling them when we play cards.
Alright.
Remember not to touch anything, please.
So we've got him away from the console and okay, did he leave his ID? I guess, maybe. So we need to go in there, but I've just remembered something, guys. So there is some kind of a slate that we should be able to find in the captain's quarters.
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping this ship with triple redundancy in almost every internal system. Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings to have been posted to a ship like the Siren of the Stars.
Yeah, so I am basically going to be looking for the captain's quarters. I'm gonna see if I can try and break in, because I'm not entirely sure if I will actually have another chance. Now, we haven't exactly used a digipick once since we've been on the Starliner, and I don't really know if there's any form of security that would activate as a result of us, you know, trying to break into someone's room. But just trying to remember which way to go. I think it's through here.
Please remain in designated pass.
So this is the guest suites. I just can't remember if Rokov's room is somewhere here. But we'll have another look around. So this one's being cleaned. This one is Sheila's room. Dombrowski. Okay, and that's it there. Maybe on the lower levels. Claudia Swist.
Haven't you gotten enough out of me already?
Gabriel Vera. Okay. I don't see his room anywhere. Unless the captain's cabin is elsewhere. Must be, right? I don't know, I could be just going off on a wild goose chase here, but maybe we might have access to his room once we trip the alarms and stuff.
Captain Rokov is one of the most easygoing COs I've ever worked under. In fact, he doesn't act much like a captain at all.
So this is the cockpit. I don't know if the slate's potentially in there.
Between you and me, the best part of my job is getting a crack at all the leftovers from the dining area buffets.
Ooh, okay, yes, we found it. So this is Rokov's quarters. It's got a computer here. Alright, company communications. Captain, we've received your incident report regarding Deck Officer Kendley, who was reported missing about a week ago. According to what I'm reading, it looks like you've conjecturized that Kendley had a drinking problem and was last seen in a drunken state near one of the main airlocks. 3 minutes after the sighting, the airlock triggered, depressurized Section 7A, and then Kendley was unfortunately sucked out into space. If this sounds accurate, we'll continue our investigation from here. If any new information surfaces regarding the incident, keep me informed. Okay, well, I wonder if he's just like straight up killed this Kendley dude. Captain, could you please confirm and advise on the following missing items from VOY-765. According to our dockmaster at the arrival port, these did not arrive as expected. 10 crates of precious metals, 15 crates of wine and liquor, 10 crates of synthetic cloth, 20 crates of furnishings. Once you fill out the incident report, we'll start investigating. Probably just a miscount at the origin end of the voyage, but doesn't hurt to keep things safe. Okay, he's stealing stuff as well, maybe? Captain, please be aware that the Terran Preservation Society will be booking the Siren's next voyage, and they require full use of the Starview ballroom. Extend every courtesy to their people and ensure that their event goes exactly as planned. This is a significant client, and we don't want to risk losing this account. We'll send specific details in the future. Captain, we are still waiting answers to our inquiry regarding the Siren of the Stars' last 3 voyages. On every occasion, the ship's cargo was several thousand kilos lighter at the arrival port. Simply chalking these up to human error is unacceptable. May I remind you that the missing cargo holds a substantial dollar amount that we're responsible to cover due to loss. If we don't have a proper report from you by the end of the month, we will be forced to launch a full investigation. Okay, so again, maybe he's smuggling stuff through the cruise liner? Alright, Rokov, I talked to the big guy, and just like I thought, he said that there's no way you're coming back. You had a chance and you blew it. How hard is this to understand? Between you and me, the only way you're going to get him to change his mind is by giving us something we can sink our teeth into. Something big, and it better be good because last time was a disaster. Trying to offload 20 crates of furniture wasn't worth the time or the money, so never again. I'm guessing this might be Neva. Anyway. I'm going to throw you a bone, Rokov. Got a deadbeat on your ship, one of the crew. Name's Kendley. Okay, this guy. He owes us about 4 large from some bad bets he made back on Neon, and now Vincent wants him dead. Make sure Kendley misses his next trip, and we'll see about changing the big guy's mind about having you back. Good work on the Kendley thing. Not only did you send a message to every deadbeat in Neon, but you notched up a few ranks in my book as well. Only problem is, it wasn't enough. I'm going to need more. The big guy doesn't want to budge on this one, so you need to light a fire under his ass. You need a big score. Huge. Keep your eyes and ears open and I'll see what I can do on my end. Okay. Got your message about the prize that's about to find itself aboard. Now that's what I'm talking about. Since the event is coming up in a few weeks, I'll jump back home and try to convince someone to come out there and lend you a hand. Going to keep this one kind of quiet or else everyone will want a piece. If this works out, I'm almost positive the big guy will change his mind about you. Might cost you a chunk of change, but you want back in so you can play the long game, right? Okay, cool. Alright, so all these schemes going. Alright, so that didn't trigger anything, piss off any people, so that's good. What's going on here? Antique toy motorcycle. This guy's got like VHS going, or is that beta? I think it might be VHS, considering the size. Okay, nothing of interest here. We're just after that slate, though. Not entirely sure where we... Ah, here it is. Request denied. Rokov, once again, I'm refusing your request to rejoin. We're not a membership club here, Rokov. This is the goddamn Crimson Fleet. You don't apply, you don't try out, and if Neva... Sorry, you don't apply, you try out, and if Neva doesn't put a hole in your skull, you get picked. That's how this works. You already went through it once, you had your chance, and you blew it. If you want to get my attention, maybe you should try scoring something valuable off that piece of crap you call a Starliner. Neva told me you lied about your record on the application to get that gig, so might as well put your position to good use. Cut the fleet in for a chunk of the creds and maybe I'll start listening. Until then, stop contacting us. Directly from Delgado. Alright. And... again, this is a little bit risky, but I'll do it. I think that looks like the right spot. And we could... no, actually, that's probably not good. We need 3. Yeah, this one looks perfect for that. Okay, so the lower or lowest layer is done. Okay, that looks good. We need another 3 here. I think that's good as well. Let's actually unlock that just to get rid of some confusion here. Okay. That works. Okay, that's fine. That could work there. But I think I shouldn't rush this. Got 3 on the next layer. Okay, I could use that perhaps. Yeah, alright, let's do it. Perfect. Cool. Does our inventory actually tell us if we've got stolen items? I mean, I can't really tell if we've got stolen items or not, but no one saw us do that, so it's fine. My friend Wilby. I want one. I've got to steal that, though. Okay. Well, I'm glad that we found the slate, though, so now that we've found it, we can actually get back to actually triggering this alarm and hopefully having a chat with Vera and I guess blackmailing him into submission. It's a ballroom. Actually, it is through the ballroom, isn't it? Oh no, actually. It is back in the crew quarters. My bad. This ship is confusing. So somehow we need to get up there. No.
These newer vessels more or less run autonomously, which doesn't leave much for the...
The ship's purser can assist you with any matters regarding the security of your items.
Very confusing. Okay.
Here for business or pleasure?
Alright, so let's get to the life support. Open life support access. For safety reasons, life support access cannot be sealed without approval from Chief Engineer on duty. See Trident Operations Manual SOTS 022343 for details. Okay. Trident Operation Manual SOTS 022040 in the event of an Alpha LSU-01 life support failure. Beta LSU-02 will automatically activate in the highly unlikely event that Beta LSU-02 has failed. Gamma LSU-03 will automatically activate. If a catastrophic failure has occurred and all three units are offline, an automated order to deploy environment suits will be broadcast throughout the ship. Please contact the Chief Engineer on duty for further details, or refer to Section 20 in the Trident Operations Manual. Okay. If any life support unit fails, an automated emergency lockdown procedure will be placed immediately into effect. All passengers will be ordered to calmly proceed to their cabins until such time as the captain of the ship deems the emergency to be resolved. If the captain has been incapacitated, please recognize the proper chain of command as per Trident Operations Manual SOTS 010207. In addition, all interior door lock mechanisms for passenger cabins and all mustering areas will be set to unlocked to allow for uninhibited crew access. Emergency lighting and audio announcements will remain in effect for the duration of the event. Okay, right. Cool. This could be the point of no return. Does it matter which switch we go through, or... I'll just switch one of them. Maybe we have to do all three?
All passengers, may I have your attention, please?
emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Okay. Lighting's all different now. I guess they don't exactly have too much emergency power. Maybe they just power up the essentials. All right. Guess the party's done. Yeah, I wish a lot of the foods and drinks and stuff like that were actually free to take. Because, you know, it is a party after all, right? Anyway. Let's see if we can find Vera in his room. Okay, now we've got security personnel hanging around. And they're actually everywhere here, so I'm a little bit nervous about...
Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter in your cabin during this emergency. Thank you.
Yes, sure. Yeah, alright. So do we need to source ourselves again here? That might be a good idea. But we don't exactly have a lot to work with here. You know, I think maybe it's time for us to just use the Hypolita. For 5 minutes. 20% improvement. Let's do it. Vera.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here.
Please. The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
We could reveal to him that we're with UC SysDef. How did you know I was responsible for the emergency?
Doesn't take a genius to deduce you're the one that's responsible. I locked onto you from the moment you entered the ballroom, and I've watched you trying to clock Dombrowski. After we spoke, I had a feeling you'd pull a stunt like this.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out the UC SysDef card here, cause look, is he supposed to know? I'm gonna do it. I'm undercover with UC SysDef, and I need everything you've got on Dombrowski.
You're working for Ikande's little anti-pirating outfit? So what? I have nothing to do with the Crimson Fleet. And even if I suddenly decided to stay loyal to the old UC, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over evidence?
Claudia says you've been cheated out of a fair share of the Galbank job by Dombrowski.
Claudia said that. You sure? Damn it. That means my money's already gone. And Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'd love to see the bastard fry. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I could end up in jail.
Before I make any deals, do you mind telling me what I'm buying?
Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. This is a one-stop shop for you. We're talking a slate loaded with dates, account numbers, ID scans, even an audio recording. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan. There's a solid enough trail here to send Dombrowski straight to jail.
Why did you let Dombrowski handle all of the numbers in the first place?
Dombrowski had the authorization to wipe out records on Galbank's system without raising any red flags. I let Claudia talk me into that. She said she had him wrapped around her finger. Apparently, she was wrong.
Alright, we only have the option to pay or kill him for it. And I'm gonna go the payment route because I don't really feel like blasting my way through all of the security here. So, yep, 2,500 creds, here you go.
At least I walk away with something. Alright, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins.
What are you going to do about Swiss and Dombrowski?
Well, since Claudia has been spending time disgustingly close to Dombrowski, I think she's suffered enough. On the other hand, I've got very, very special plans for Larry. I have some friends that can, well, let's just say, take care of the problem. That's if you leave him alive, of course. We'll just have to wait and see.
Do you know anything about UC SysDef?
I wasn't lying when I said I didn't know anything about your undercover work, if that's what you're trying to imply. All I can tell you is that there's more than a few people at Mast who find Commander Akande to be a huge pain in the ass. I mean, the UC is aware that the Crimson Fleet is a problem, but it pales in comparison to the issues with the Freestar Collective. Akande's loaded with big picture ideas, but not a ton of evidence to put them into action. And frankly, it's driving my superiors crazy.
I wonder why we would want him to join the Crimson Fleet, though. Like, is that even a thing?
You look pretty stupid just standing there like that.
I mean, let's do it. Ever thought of joining the Crimson Fleet?
Wait a moment. Are you telling me that this scheme is getting so out of hand, it also involves the Crimson Fleet? That's all I need right now. Enemies on two fronts. Just because I'm helping you nail Dombrowski doesn't mean I'm turning my back on UC security. How else am I going to ensure that he ends up behind bars when all this comes crashing down? No. You can leave me out of your merry little band of pirates, thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about his intentions, whether or not he wants to actually kill Dombrowski or whether or not he's going to actually,
you better tell Dombrowski to run.
Get arrested.
If you don't kill him, I will.
Does he have stuff that we can... Okay, right, it's all stealing, I guess. Any other interesting things here? Alright, well, time to confront the big man. Let's see. Yeah. So, let's go upstairs to his room.
Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status.
I'm guessing we might actually need to hyperleader here and see if we can improve our persuasion. I'm just sort of thinking, guys, we have been using hyperleader quite a lot, and or persuasion meds quite a lot, and I don't know at what point do we want to stop doing that, because it is getting a little bit more expensive to try and, you know, be able to persuade people constantly. So we're at 30% increased chance. I guess maybe when we get to rank 4 unlocked, maybe we can sort of mix things up and only use the meds when we actually have it, rather than buying it. But anyway, let's get to Dombrowski here and... We might have to shoot him, but who knows? Let's prepare, shall we? We'll use one more of these. I'm a little bit annoyed that we didn't have to persuade in the previous conversation, but anyway. Larry.
Well. You must be the one who's been accosting Claudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation.
Man, this alarm and the announcement is just really annoying. How did you know I was involved?
You don't actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's-eye view of the situation, do you? I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation demands swift and resolute action.
Fine, let's negotiate.
Excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me.
That's an amazing trick, Professor.
I pride myself on having an intensely thorough education, though I'd hardly call myself a professor. Though I'm sure that your compliment also meant you were having trouble understanding what I've been saying. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my Galbank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along?
How do I know you won't report the credentials stolen?
Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The answer is quite obvious. The last thing I'd want to do at this point is call attention to myself.
One thing that we haven't exactly done is actually take a look at that evidence. I wonder if we can back out of this conversation. No, I think we can't. That's right. I don't think it's going to be that critical to take a look at it. You don't mind turning over your credentials to me?
Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but I have little choice. Though Larry Dombrowski will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous at that point.
Well, that's all I want.
Splendid. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
Oh man, I would really love to just shoot this guy in the head. Oh man. Let's take his creds. It's the least we can do. Race to the heavens. Okay, have we seen this before? Up until the wide availability of steel, buildings rarely were over 7 stories tall. The amount of structural support brick buildings needed made going over 10 stories effectively impossible. In the early 20th centuries, the availability of industrial strength steel and advances in engineering design led to the dawn of the skyscraper, and then the race to the heavens was on. 80 years after the first skyscrapers were built, techniques advanced so that buildings in Dubai was fully double the height of those early Goliaths, and the race to go higher, faster was only beginning. Here are the stories and histories of some of Earth's most impressive structures. Thus begins the architectural novel Race to the Heavens, covering the stories of many of the greatest buildings of Earth. Okay. Anything else we can loot? I'll take all of his creds. Another book here. Dracula. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's the heist done. Let's take a look at the next objective here. Alright, we've got to speak to Rokov. And I'm guessing he's going to want us to, you know, try and convince Delgado to re-accept him as a Crimson Fleet captain. But, I mean, we're going to get this guy arrested though, right? By, Sysdef, so...
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. I wish you hadn't blown away the gambling debt that Sandine owed me. But hey, you got the job done.
So, considering all of that, I wonder if things could have played out a little bit better and maybe we didn't really need all of his help. Again, I'm sort of thinking maybe there was a way for us to just break into some of those rooms, but
all
anyway.
May I have your attention, please? The captain has
I'm the one that took all the risks.
You must be joking. After this little stunt I helped you pull, I'm certain Triton's going to rip up my captain's contract. I've got nowhere else to go, so I'm fully expecting that you'll put in a good word for me with Delgado. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner?
Absolutely not. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Of course. I understand completely. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Tovarich.
What did you call me? Tovarich?
Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for comrade. It's what I intend to call you from now on, so get used to it.
Alright, well... I only accept thanks in the forms of credits.
Yeah, I'm a bit short in that department myself. Perhaps I can pay you back later in some other way. Just look for me on the key, and I'll see what I can do. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the key.
Alright.
All passengers.
Gotta get back to New Atlantis, I guess. So apparently we're going straight to the bank. Interesting.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion.
Oh, actually, no. We need to go back through here. Just trying to get back to the docking thingo.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins.
This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return.
How do I get back down there? This place is so confusing.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time.
Where are the stairs that go to the crew's quarters?
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction or drill.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, all things considered, this whole thing could have gone way worse. Starview Ballroom? Probably not. We go back down there somehow.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Oh, okay, yeah. All of the crew is also just hanging out in their cabins as well. Must be through here somewhere. We need to loop through the ballroom. No. Okay. It's telling us to go through here. Is it maybe easier for us to just fast travel? Because, if we can do that... Okay, yeah, we can't fast travel from the location, so... I'm gonna have to figure out how to get back to the ship. I think we got close by going through here. Yeah, it's down there somewhere. That's the captain's quarters. So, surely there's a way to get down there, right?
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Yeah, I feel like we did come through here, but we had to sort of go through a cockpit, almost.
Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin.
Maybe there's a pathway down from here. Yeah, okay. But this might be the same way we went to before. Yeah, so we can't go through here. Oh my god, guys. I think we found it. Yes. Alright. Finally, the way out. My goodness, that was so confusing. Nope, that's not the room.
Captain, it is. Present.
Goodness me, that was an ordeal, wasn't it? Alright, well, I'm glad to be aboard the Frontier once more, because I think I've had enough of rich people and all these schemes. But we have what we need, both for Neva and for Delgado as well. So apparently though, whoops, wrong button. apparently we do need to go straight to New Atlantis, and I wonder if we're just going to break into Galbank immediately. Possibly. That could be what we have in mind, but I guess that's going to have to be in the next episode, guys, because I am definitely due for a break after all of that. Alright guys, as usual, leave a like or a dislike or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.